Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Today we have Gar Saxon Yellow. This is a very strong deck currently. It's been doing well from the limited results that we've had in tournaments so far. Obviously, there have been no qualifiers, so no large-scale things, but in smaller scale store events and showdowns, it's been doing very well. So up first we have Greedo, Underworld card. Just really good when defeated, especially we're running a solid amount of upgrades and events in this deck. And it's just nice. It's a 3-1 unit for 1 cost. It'll trade pretty well. It's also an Underworld card, so we'll pair with things like McClunky. Just being able to pick Greedo up, especially since he's a 1 cost. Very nice for 3 damage to a unit. Solid event to have. Next we have the Hotshot Blasters, which obviously are an upgrade, and you can smuggle them, so it pairs well up against things like Hand Hate, because you know you have that option at all times in your resources. Next we have the Snapshot Reflexes. They are an upgrade, obviously, and when played you may attack the attached unit, so if you put them onto something that's not already upgraded or something that's lost its upgrade, you're then getting the Gar Saxon upgrade. You're also attacking with the unit, so it's basically like a 2-1 upgrade on a unit that's not upgraded already because you get the Gar Saxon, and you get to swing, so very solid card, especially for 1 resource. Up next we have the Crafty Smuggler. It's an amazing turn 1 or even just mid-game unit. It's a 3-2 shielded with Gar. It's also an Underworld card, so like I said, pairs well with McClunky, especially if it loses its shield token. You just McClunky it back to your hand, play it again, it'll be shielded. Great card to have. Now, Director Krennic is the ideal turn 1 for this deck. 2 costs, 2-2, comes in shielded, and the first unit that you play each round that has a when defeated ability costs 1 less. Meaning that we can turn to play the Shuttle ST-148. I think it's 148, might be 149, not a big thing. Shuttle ST, great card to have. We'll get there in a minute. Up next we have Inferno 4. Also pairs well with Director Krennic, and it allows for a bit more hand management. It's also an Imperial unit, so it pairs well with our Snowtrooper Lieutenants and any other Imperial card. They pair well with the Snowtrooper Lieutenants. Just, it's a 2-2 for 2 cost. Lets you swing with another unit, so good action management. Or action economy, if you will. And yeah, you're just getting extra 2 attack swing, similar to the Fleet Lieutenants for Rebel decks, but a little bit cheaper. We also have Breaking In, helps us deal with Sentinel units, just getting around them, or it helps us deal with other shielded units that we're going to have to deal with. It's also just a +2 power attack, and honestly, in my opinion, it is better than Surprise Strike for this deck, just because we lack the pings. We also have No Good to Me Dead for a little bit of board management, just for 2 costs, being able to exhaust something for 2 rounds. It's just a very strong card, lets you deal with things later and not worry about them as much, focus on other things on the board, especially with its low cost. We also have the Lurking TIE Phantoms, which are an Imperial unit, and though they're not upgraded, they also can't be defeated, captured, or damaged by enemy card abilities, which means they're an amazing pilot target for Iden, which will be an upgrade on them, and they also already swing for 4 in a base. They do only have 2 defense, so Iden onto there is just an extremely powerful upgrade because you're getting the shield, you're getting +3 power and defense, and you can't be defeated, so your enemy has to put a ship out there, especially if they're playing ground aggro. It's just an extremely versatile card. Up next we have the Outer Rim Outlaws, which will end up being a 4-3 when played. They're also shielded, and they're an Underworld card. Obviously they do pair with McClunky, but they're a little bit more expensive, so, you know, in the right situation, obviously, McClunky the card, especially if it's got like 1 health left or something, you can play it again, it'll come down shielded. Great card to have in your hand. Really can't go wrong with it. We also have the 7th Fleet Defenders, which are another Imperial space unit. They come in shielded, they swing for 3, swing for 4 with Gar Saxon if you keep the shield on them. Great turn 2 option. We also have the Client, which for any blue Imperial deck, great card to have. Just being able to heal 5 from your base, maybe you're in a sticky situation, and he comes in shielded as well, so he's a 3-5. He's actually not terrible if you're just swinging with him, but obviously it's a little bit more punishing for your opponent to try and take him out now that he's upgraded. and just being able to do that bounty, swing into something, heal 5 from your base, very, very strong action. We also have Waylay, a little bit more board control, obviously next to Perilous Position, to a little bit more control-y cards, just allowing us to not have to deal with certain things in the board. Perilous Position will leave the thing on the board if it has more than 2 health, but just being able to exhaust it for a turn, give it -2/-2, so it's not really swinging for much most of the time. For 3 costs, great card to have. We also have Iden, as mentioned earlier. When she's piloted onto a ship, give the ship a shield token, or a vehicle, not the ship, but really we're only running space units. Just a great card to have. +3/+3 upgrade, can't go wrong with it. We also have Lone Pikes, which can be smuggled in. Not a terrible smuggle option, honestly. I really like them. They're a 4/6. If you give them a shield, they'll be a 5/6, so it's a very strong card for a 4 cost, and just being able to give shield tokens to other units while you're playing, especially when you have Breaking In the deck, just to, you're giving your opponent a shield, but you can then play Breaking In to just deal with that and not have to worry about it. We also have the Shuttle ST, which is the main goal for turn 2 if we have Director Krennic turn 1, especially if, honestly, in the situation that people will turn 1 Crafty Smuggler, especially with Cad Bane and Quinlan being as strong as they are right now. Crafty Smuggler is a very common turn 1 for them. So being able to steal their shield token when played is amazing. It's just a great trade to have, and it will be a 4/4 unit when it's upgraded. So not bad at all, especially if you're only playing it for 3. Up next, we have the TIE Advance, just to upgrade our other Imperial units in the deck. It's also an Imperial, which it doesn't really synergize with anything else other than the Snowtrooper Lieutenant, so you can still swing with 5 at someone's base. It is a 4 cost, but you're getting 2 experience tokens and a 3/2 unit. Very strong card. I'm a big fan of it. Up next, we have the Super Commando Squadron, which are an Imperial unit. They're also Sentinel units. When you have them upgraded, they come in shielded, and if you play a TIE Advanced with them, then you're getting the experience tokens as well, and it's an extremely deadly unit for your opponent to have to swing into. In the sideboard, we have Gar Saxon Gauntlets. When this unit's attacked, you may give an experience token to a unit, which is just honestly a great thing to have, once again, for an upgrade deck. If you're not doing so great in space, it's a Sentinel unit as well, so it'll help you out a little bit there, let you get a bit more going, especially playing against things like Major Vonreg or Luke decks, which are going to be a lot of space units. You also have No Glory Only results. If you're struggling a little bit with control, it's a great card to have. Just make sure you don't accidentally put a bounty on it and then take it and defeat it, or else your opponent gets the bounty. It's a very funny thing. I've had that happen. Someone played that against me once. It was entertaining for sure. There's also top targets, similar to the client, but instead it is a bounty that you can play. Just if you don't feel like playing the clients, if you think top targets are better, go for it. Nothing wrong with it. And then finally we have Confiscate, just dealing with opponents who are going to have a lot of upgrades going, especially pilot decks, any pilot leaders. It's just a great card to have in your hand. But yeah, that's basically everything for this deck, and we're going to play some matches. Alright, we found a game against Hera. We're going to claim the initiative. I did switch to Nomad Village, just in hopes of getting the Krennic Shuttle hand, which we did. We're going to put down the Lone Pike, just as a potential smuggle card. And then I think we'll put down 1 Smuggler. And back into our deck we'll go a Shuttle, along with a 7th Fleet Defender, and I think we're going to go with the Crafty as well. So 7th Fleet, 1 Shuttle, and we're going to do the Crafty. Turn 1 the Krennic. He's playing double green, so he may be having Unity of Purpose or Command in there. 2 very fun cards for sure, but definitely gotta watch out for those because he's gonna have a lot of unique units. He's got the Chopper. We're gonna put down the Lone Pikes. We have 2 Lone Pikes in here now, which isn't great, but whatever. I do want to replay a Shuttle first, and we're just gonna play it shielded. We're gonna pass on that. Just worried about the chopper. Discarding a card. Was tempted to swing with Krennic. He's going to play another Spectre first, probably, giving it the raid 1. So we're just going to swing Krennic. And then we're actually just swing Krennic at Sabine because she can trade better into Krennic. So yes, we're going to take the 1. He may swing at Krennic, but less worried about Chopper than I ever will be about Krennic. The shuttle actually will play very well against Hera if he brings her in. He's going to discard Greedo. So we're breaking in, we got the Super Commando Squad. Lots of options, none of them fit super nicely into 4. Probably just going to play the Outlaws. We're going to put down the Lurking Tie. And... yeah. I think for now we're just going to do the shuttle into base for 4. Just to see what he does. He's going to swing the chopper. We'll just... yeah, we'll play the Outer Rim. This is his command turn, but he also doesn't have much board presence, so yeah, he goes that. We're actually just going to claim. I think initiative is more important here. Hera comes out in 2 turns, another Krennic. Krennic will go down. I don't know how I want to play this exactly. I mean, there's always the option of Super Commando Squad, which I think is just what we're going to do. No reason not to. We are kind of worried about that chopper exhausting a resource. Even if he does, though, he's still breaking in and Crafty to play. Also the Lone Pike that we could smuggle, but I think for now we just go Super Commando. I do want to take his Cobb Vanth, but I'm also going to wait until he has initiative to do so, just so we don't have to worry about that. Okay, so he did trade the shield token, understandable. Makes sense. I think now it's okay to trade Krennic in. So yeah, we don't have Sentinel anymore. He does do it earlier, which isn't great for us, but it's okay. Just gonna swing in a base. He could get a little bit going this turn, we'll see. He's got the ghost. Can claim here. We just go breaking in next turn. There's the item. Put down the McClunky. And yeah, we're just going to break in with this. It's safer to go and take the ghost. Just because this turn he can upgrade it. Yeah, we'll do that. As much as I really like swinging at base, as much as possible. We're just gonna waylay as Kanan. He's not having a good time right now. There we are, and McClellan can go down. We'll put the Iden onto the ship. There's GG's. So yeah, he didn't really get a lot going there. Not the best hand for him, obviously. But we kept pretty good control of the board, played it pretty safe. Like, could have swung into base. But didn't really have to. We took out his ship, so we had nothing else. It was a good game. On to the next. Alright, so we've matched up against Luke. It's going to be a rough one here. We did not get the turn 1 Krennic, a little bit rough. We put down the breaking in, and I think we're going to go with the Super Commando Squad. And then for 3 cards, we're obviously going to turn 1 the Inferno 4. So we'll put down the Outer Rim. No, I want to play this turn 2. We'll put down 1 breaking in, 1 Greedo. And we're going to put down the shuttle. As much as I love the shuttle. Bottom of deck. And put that on top because it's a guaranteed resource. It's good to smuggle in. So He's got the red squadron, so we're just going to snapshot into that so he doesn't get to attack with it. Then it'll go down. Yeah, because that's going to be 4 damage coming at us. We don't want that. We don't want the Luke ping either. And then we're just going to claim here. It's got 4, hits back for 1. There's the Krennic. McClunky will go down. Kind of just delaying the inevitable for another turn. It does get +2 while defending. So we're going to trade that. We're going to put both on the bottom of our deck. We do already have a Hotshot Blaster in here. And then I think we'll just direct a Krennic. And yeah. So Waylay, Krennic goes down. A few too many events in our hand right now, but could be worse. Could be worse. He does get Luke in 1 turn. Same turn as Gar deploy. I do want to send a breaking in. No base damage so far is definitely something. What should I do about this? I think we're just gonna... Oof. We'll go breaking in. We'll send 5 at that. We did take 3 to base. Not my favorite trade. I'm hoping he plays something big here for a Waylay. If not, we'll just Outer Rim Outlaws. Not a lot of fighters so far from him. I mean, he has had 2 fighters, but not a lot of fighter pings. Okay. So we're just going to go with the Outlaws. Play a wing. So we have the Super Commando Squad. We're going up to 6 this turn, though. I do want to play the No Good to Be Dead. Just on that. We're going to put the client down. I don't know what I want to put down. Actually, he's going to put Luke on there, most likely. So we're going to keep No Good to Me Dead. We have the Hotshot Blaster. Put the client down. Nice little chunk out of his base. He's going to play Hera. Hera with piloting. Gets Restore 1. Bye. I'll bring Gar in. We'll swing. As he puts Luke on. We don't have a damaged unit, but that does swing for 7. Don't want to deal with that. Got the shuttle this turn. Fantastic. Lone Pike will go down. No Good to Be Dead that. The Lone Pike, which we could bring out this turn. Not really sure how I want to go about this. We'll go 6 to base. Play the Green Squadron. I think we'll just go green, or not the green, the Super Commando Squad. And pass, and go. Lurking Tie, 7 fleets, we'll do that. I'll just take 3 indirect. Ooh. We don't want any damaged units. We'll do the base. Not my favorite thing, but also not the end of the world. Because this should be game right here, unless he's got another Sentinel unit. Which it doesn't look like he does. There's Yoda, and that's a good game. So, yeah. Gar yellow. I mean, we played Hera, we played Luke, so not quite meta, but definitely very solid decks for sure. You know, the No Good to Me Dead for sure helped us out there, especially with the Waylay when he put the Hera on the other one. Not a whole lot he could do. Obviously, he wasn't happy about that at the end there. But yeah, good games. Obviously, also not a great pairing against things like Quinlan or Cad Tarkentown. Not so much the Tarkentown we have to worry about, but the pings for our shields are quite rough, which is why playing the turn 1 Krennic with a turn 2 shuttle is so great, because they may get the Quinlan ping on the Krennic, but because shuttle is one more resource and they can actually play, we're pretty safe to swing into base the next turn. We get a little bit more going. It's not as bad. So definitely, if we can get stuff rolling, if we get multiple units on board, he can only ping so much, and honestly, he doesn't get a ton of utility out of Tarkentown because he's pinging shields and not just the units for health. But yeah, good games. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.